Hey everybody, it's Trevor Johnson here, and I wanted to make this free training because I've been having a bunch of calls with advisors and agents, and I think I wanted to debunk a few myths that I've been hearing about multiple streams of income. And the reason why I think this is important is because multiple streams of income is very important, but there's a few key principles that I think people are missing. So whenever they're getting enticed to come into the business, or they are thinking about escaping the 9 to 5, these people are coming in with a different set of expectations, and the optimism is there, but the reality of the situation is, there's a few other things that you need to have in order to be successful in this business, and I just wanted to discuss a few of those. And the first one is results in energy. And this takes me back to a story that I may have talked about before, where when Warren Buffett and Bill Gates first got together and became good friends, I think it was Bill Gates' dad got them together and asked them to write down on a sheet of paper what they thought was the single biggest factor to them having success. And they could look at each other's answer or discuss it. And what we found is that they both put down focus. And so why is that important? And the reason why that is important is because there's only a finite amount of time and energy that you have to put into something. And so let's just say you have 100% energy, right? And 100% time, units of time, 100 units of time. Well, if you spend 50% of your time doing one thing and then 50% of your time trying to do a side hustle, well, the maximum that you can get putting in one thing with success is 50%, right? So if you're working 9 to 5 and then you're working on your dream, well, the max you can get out of that is 50% if you're working on your dream half the time. And so, that just comes with the effort and energy it takes to really achieve something great. I mean, you can do okay giving it 50%, but if you want to get some phenomenal results and really change lives and really help a bunch of people and have a ton of success doing it, then I think that you should put more than 50% in. And the reason is because it's hard. This business is very hard. Being an entrepreneur is very hard. Dealing with people, emotions, every single day is hard. And so you have to be at a certain level in order to be able to do that. And if you're only able to put in 50%, well, what do you think is going to happen when your competition comes in that's younger, hungrier, and more motivated than you, and they've got a chance to put in 100%? It's only a matter of time before someone newer and better comes in and takes you out. And that takes me to my next point, which is mastering one stream of income first. So multiple streams of income is phenomenal, but it all comes down to cash flow in business. And so we know in business that business goes with peaks and troughs. So you're gonna have some great months, and then you're gonna have some regression to the mean, and then you're gonna have some phenomenal months, and then you're gonna have some down months. And that's just the way business goes. It doesn't just go consistently up, and it doesn't just go consistently down unless you have a bad product. And so mastering one stream first is the best way to have success. And what I mean by that, so let's say you want to open up a restaurant, and then you want to do music. You can only be great at one thing at a time. And that reminds me of some of the greats, right? Like Michael Phelps. The only thing he does is get up every single day and get in the pool. Michael Jordan, he was so obsessed with basketball. And he's a great example too, because he was so great at basketball, but he even took some time off and wanted to go and live his dream out playing baseball. And we all know what happened with that, right? He's the best basketball player that ever lived, and he stunk at baseball. It's because, you know, he didn't practice that every day. That's not something that he worked on every day to get great at. And, you know, we thought he would have still been great at it because, you know, he was great at basketball and he seemed like he could do everything. But the guys in baseball, you know, they took offense to that, right? They knew how much effort and time and energy that they put into their craft. And so they knew that there was no way that he was just going to come in and crush it. And so, you know, after that experience, you know, Michael Jordan went back to playing basketball, and he went on to win 3 more rings. Kobe Bryant, you know, Michael Jordan did a great speech at Kobe's memorial, and he said that that's all Kobe talked about, even when they weren't even on the basketball court. They would be having business meetings, and he always asked him, "Did you have your shoes?" You know, Kobe Bryant said that in an interview before he passed, that the average basketball player would practice from 7 to 9 or 9 to 11, eat lunch, and then go back and do shoot around, and that's it. And those are average basketball players. But he wanted to be great. He wanted to be known as one of the best. So what he did is he would get up at 4 a.m. and practice from 5 to 7, take a break, practice from 9 to 11, take a break, go back 2 to 4, take a break, and then practice from 5 to 7. So no matter how good anybody else that was his competition, he outworked them, and he was so much better skilled than them that over time he had so much practice and preparation that, you know, after 1, 2, 3 years, he was exponentially better than them. And so what do I mean by this? So that's why, you know, multiple streams of income are great, but you have to master one and then move on to the next. So mastering one stream and then going on to the next. And I see so many people wonder why, you know, their advisory business or insurance business isn't doing great. And, you know, you're just thinking you're just gonna buy some leads and you're gonna end up, you know, making 100K, because that's probably what somebody told you to get into the business. But the reality is that you have to put in the time and the effort to, you know, find something that you believe in, find some people that you connect with, and then learn how to solve their problem very simply and easily. And that comes with focus. And the reason why this is important is because, you know, we can take a look at some successful people and how they've done things, right? So let's think about Grant Cardone. And a lot of people may not know this, but when Grant Cardone really took off and had some success, he was just doing one thing. He was helping car dealerships increase their sales with his program. And since then, you know, he's gone on to have a ton of success, and his claim to fame is really, you know, real estate. And, you know, he's most notably known for buying, you know, that his private plane, which is phenomenal, right? But he started with mastering one thing, which was helping car dealerships grow their business with his program to help train their staff in order to make more sales with buying cars. And we can also look at Jeff Bezos, who's the richest man in the world right now, and his company Amazon. And when they first started, you know, let me take a step back. Matter of fact, they're called the Everything Store now, right? And so they're the largest store online, the largest e-commerce store online, where you could pretty much get anything, and they have the lowest prices with the fastest shipping. And when they started back in 1997, they started with one thing, and that was selling books. And that's how they grew. And they mastered one thing. And now they've gone on to really revolutionize the way we shop. And especially nowadays where we're kind of in this pandemic, you know, it's been helpful. And so a lot of people don't even have to go out and buy their groceries anything they need, but they started with just one thing. And so that's why it's important to master one stream first and then go on to the next. And I know a lot of people teach things differently, but it's important to be a master of one and not a jack of all trades and a master of none. So I just wanted to share that piece with you. And the third thing is cash flow. And cash flow is important because, you know, this business requires you to have some disposable income in order to be able to reinvest for growth, whether it's marketing, whether it's for upgrading your business or your personal life, you know, or self-development or anything like that. You need cash flow. And if you are, you know, barely making it in one position and then trying to start another one and you do not have that cash flow, that's a recipe for disaster, because you're going to have to be able to reinvest. And that's basically an entrepreneur still living check to check. So it's always great to kind of focus on one thing and really just hone in on that. And the only way to do that is just to do one thing, do it every single day, and give it 100. And sometimes it takes 110%. Who knows? And so I just wanted to share this really quick video with you guys. I hope that you found this helpful. Thank you.